back to Will Rogers State Historic Park. I'm your interpreter, Callista, and today we're going to be discussing a little bit about some of the hazards of early Hollywood. Back in the day, Kodak in 1889 produced a film on nitrocellulose. Nitro is that word you want to pay attention because that is the same word that begins with nitroglycerin. Dynamite as we know it today. And yes, early Hollywood film strips, the little strips that would run through the projector, those were flammable. In fact, they would self-ignite at 100 degrees Fahrenheit, just spontaneously combust. So that made them very dangerous to work with, and they had to be stored in a very secure, ventilated, and also cool area. And that is why I am standing in front of Will Rogers Film Storage Area. See, it's built into a retaining wall here, so that keeps it nice and cool. Unfortunately for some of the older films, this area, if you look right here, this is signs of mold, which is of course means that it's damp. See, preferably you're going to store it in a dry, cool area, and so unfortunately, much of his early films have deteriorated. Today, the bunker that Will used for his film storage is actually used for the electrical for the main room. If I were to open it up, you'd see some cobwebs and some modern electrical items. But the one right next to me, that one is the old electrical, and I'm going to give you a peek inside. Here are the electrical switches for the guest house, the stables, and he has about 6 switches total, in addition to my favorite, the main switch. Now, how classic is that? Nitrocellulose film was highly flammable, and what made it even worse is that you could not extinguish it. So if you put that film directly into a tub of water, it would not go out. It would continue to burn. Now, they did have something during Will Rogers' time called safety film. This was an acetate film that did not heat up and spontaneously ignite. However, the problem was it would deteriorate much faster than the nitrocellulose. So just running it a couple times through a projector and then it was done. In the 1950s, Kodak came out with a new safety film that could last multiple projections, still had that non-flammable component to it, but became cheaper so it could be readily used for commercial and amateur films. And with that ended the use of nitrocellulose, that flammable material. And eventually they have since expanded on the technologies that we have available. In fact, a lot of movies are actually produced digitally now. So we've seen a lot of changes in the filming industry as technology has increased. During Will Rogers' time, you had to have a lot of these bunkers if you wanted to make films. Will Rogers actually produced his own movies. He produced 3, of which my favorite is Roping Fool. If you have a chance to see that, it's an early example of slow motion, and it really showcases his amazing roping tricks. He said that he used it to document what he could do back in the day and provide evidence for other future ropers